Christmas is the great American holiday. It has both religious and secular meaning. It has rich traditions, many of which date back hundreds or even thousands of years. For an entire season, it touches people's lives. Many other American holidays have lost much of their meaning and traditions of their roots. Gone are massive Palm Sunday processions or All Souls' Day vigils. While Easter and Halloween are still celebrated, much of their significance has been lost. Many other traditional English holidays, such as Michaelmas and Whitsun, have ceased to exist in America entirely. Why has Christmas remained so strong when so many other holidays have declined? The answer is, it almost didn't. The 1500s was a period of religious upheaval in England, and the faction that would later be called the Puritans wanted to abolish the calendar of traditional holidays. Among other factors, they saw the holidays as being excessively riotous, and Christmas may have been the biggest offender of them all. Christmas in those days was celebrated as a 12-day feast, beginning with Christmas Day and ending with Twelfth Night on January 5th. Like the Roman midwinter festival of Saturnalia that predated it, Christmas was a time of role reversal, especially on the last night. A peasant would be chosen to be Lord of Misrule for the event, and would dictate absurdities as he pleased. People would dress in strange costumes. Drunkenness was common, and celebrants frequently became rowdy. Because the Puritans saw these traditions as being immoral and unbiblical, when they gained power after the English Civil War, they banned Christmas. There was considerable resistance to this banning, however, and pro-Christmas riots even led to the revolt of all of Kent during the Second English Civil War. The conflict over Christmas carried over to the New World with the English settlers. In the Northeast, the holiday was banned, and its role was eventually usurped by the New England holiday of Thanksgiving. I made a video all about Thanksgiving if you want to learn more about that tradition. In the South, Christmas continued, but it lost much of its traditions, and it became less religious. The South was mainly Anglican in the early 1700s, but attendance was low, and irreligiosity was becoming common in a world where Enlightenment ideas were increasingly popular. Some elements of Christmas were retained, like gift-giving, but it was starting to become more a time set aside for recreation than a traditional religious holiday. When evangelicalism began to replace Anglicanism in the wake of the Great Awakening, the opposition to Christmas common in the North began to spread south. Things began to change in the 19th century, though. Following American independence from Britain, there began to emerge increasing self-consciousness about the dearth of shared American holidays and traditions. Washington Irving, one of America's first great authors, wrote with nostalgia of the Christmas of the British past, where the community was brought together in genial fellowship. He lamented the havoc wrought in the old customs by modernity, and emphasized the Christian nature of the holiday as a time of giving and love. Irving's writings were influential on Charles Dickens. Dickens' beloved novel A Christmas Carol solidified Christmas in the public eye as a Christian holiday worthy of celebration. As Queen Victoria ascended the throne and brought her German Christmas celebrations to the forefront, the revival of Christmas intensified. Where once Christmas celebrations were sharply divided between regions and denominations, Christmas began to be a truly national holiday. The American religious zeal, which had once almost destroyed Christmas, was now employed in re-Christianizing and strengthening it. Old traditions such as hanging evergreens, giving gifts, feasting, and wassailing were retained and restored, while the riotous excesses of the past were curtailed. New traditions were borrowed, such as the German custom of decorating Christmas trees and the Victorian rage for sending Christmas cards. As Christmas became the dominant American holiday, new American carols were written, and books detailing old Christmas traditions became widespread. Christmas was a holiday that was almost lost. There was a time when it was not celebrated by a large portion of Americans. To those that did, it was often not seen as a religious day, or one with deeper meaning. Much of the old Christmas traditions had vanished. But Christmas was not lost. It was not only retained, it was restored. It was not only restored, it was revivified. Modern Americans live in a time when many holidays have lost their deep significance and traditions. Easter is not a powerful holiday when it is just a day for kids to have Easter egg hunts. Many scoff at attempts to restore traditions, seeing it as a fake or unrealistic pursuit, but the American Christmas is largely the result of such efforts. Empty holidays can be imbued with meaning. Lost traditions can be reestablished. Americans owe a debt of gratitude to their ancestors, who did not let Christmas pass into the annals of history. By turning to the example of the Christmas revival, Americans can enrich and restore other holidays. As they strengthen their culture and reconnect to roots they have forgotten, they will bring greater richness and purpose into their lives throughout the year. Merry Christmas. If you like this video, then please leave a like and subscribe.